Hello, all you beautiful traders. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I am done with that FTMO trial. So, how did it go? Let me quickly go to that. Yeah, I'm going to go over the trial, and then I'm going to go over what's next. Where do we go? Pretty excited about it all. So, let's go over to the trial quickly, guys. Here we go. So, I mean, look at that equity curve. Whoo-wee! But it's not quite as it seems. Why? Why is it not? Well, I hit profit target in 5 days, so that was pretty amazing. So let me just quickly say to you guys before I go over the results completely. The whole idea and the whole point of me doing this trial was to kind of really test numbers, test starting lots, test ladders, test all these things that I've been working on with my EMA strategy, right? So really fine-tuning that EMA strategy that I have been using, my back pocket strategy, the one that I'm really using at the moment. And what I did with this is I actually have worked out lot sizes based on account sizes, based on your drawdown limit, everything, right? And I actually went almost 3 times the amount I should on this account just to really kind of push myself and also see if I can pass this in 5 days. That was the challenge. Now, on day 4, we got caught up in a very strong trend. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. We were taking profit off the table the whole day. I think for that day we ended up making about $110, but we were still in the trend come the end of the day, evening. So because I'd already made the $110, and I knew the switch over was slightly different because of time. I wasn't too sure, but I think I miscalculated when the day switches over, right? We had pushed up to about $450 drawdown, so we were very close to our 5%. But the other thing you've got to understand is I was also looking at this challenge from what my next step is, which is taking the Emphatic account, which is a 10% drawdown. So I was kind of trading this as if it were a 10% drawdown limit, right? So really $1,000 was my drawdown on the challenge. Obviously it's 500. So we won about 400, went into the thing, it dropped down, and it was kind of hitting an area where I knew it was going to turn. I knew it was going to turn, and I knew we were going to cash in big. But it was risky. It was risky playing it that way on this account, right? So we dropped down. We went to about 320, 350. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it overnight because I've still got the extra 100 to play with. So in my head, I was like, I can go to 610 maybe. Wake up the next morning because of spread, because of, this and the other. There was a little spike to the upside. What happened? Bam. The switch over happened, and we basically went $26.76 over the 5. So it counted as a loss. But with that in mind, I got so much from doing this, right? And it did kind of also put into kind of the way I, over the last 3 months, have seen these challenges is that your drawdown coupled with that time frame is what makes these challenges so difficult, right? Once you've got that time frame, but you cannot lose a set amount, you've got a time frame to make 8% or 10%. On this, it's 10%. But your drawdown is only 5% per day. So what that does is you only have a very small amount of exposure to that account size, right? You can't really risk too much. And if you can't risk too much, you can't make as much as you want, right? So it's like that catch-22 that you're always kind of chasing. And that's the whole point. These guys don't want you to pass, right? It makes sense. From their point of view, they don't really want everyone to pass because they don't want to be paid because they make money from this. So it makes sense. And this is why I went over to the whole idea of looking at this, the accelerated, conventional or emphatic. Now, because there's no time limit, conventional is also a 5% drawdown limit, no daily, just 5%, and the emphatic is 10%. Now, it doesn't matter, right? Your risk doesn't matter. The 5 or 10% doesn't matter because you have no time limit. So you risk according to that. It doesn't really matter. What emphatic does give you is the potential to grow your account bigger, and it gives you 10%, so you can risk a bit more, so you can make back. So it gives you a better chance of earning more, right? The emphatic basically is you can earn double what you can on the conventional with the same amount of risk. So I am looking at the emphatic. But anyway, let me go back to the account. So with this, obviously, we literally went $27 over, right? So it turned pretty much where I thought it was going to turn, but I think due to spread, obviously, that caught us. But if this was a personal account, I would not even bat an eyelid at that. I'd be happy with that. And even on the emphatic, that would be halfway to where we can go. So I'd be absolutely fine with that. But you look at the stats, guys, and almost 83% win rate, profit factor of over 5. Our average RR is about 1-to-1, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, stats are perfect. My days were 93, 72, 77, 126, and then 211. So that day I had 126 extra to play with, and that's how I was thinking about it. But unfortunately, that switchover happened, and that's what caught me. But what I gained in this is so valuable. And this is the thing with these accounts, guys. You look at that and you think, wow, that's fantastic. You've done an amazing job. And then I'll say, yeah, but I failed. You'd be like, what? What do you mean? You know, you look at that equity curve. Nowhere in that equity curve does it say you failed. You know, you look at that and it's like, what are you talking about? And that's the thing. This daily max loss, it's tough, man. So anyway, moving forward, I got all these stats from this, and I developed a kind of a little system that I can use to look at what is my target monthly, which relates to how much daily, which will then give me exactly how much I need to trade to hit that daily target. And then with that, how much am I trading? It'll also give me, okay, how much am I exposing? How much of my account am I risking? So it's a really cool little system that I've developed based on the EMA strategy. And here it is, guys. So let me just go to it. We don't want to be there just yet. So let's go to the beginning. Based on the challenges I've done over the last month, where I have been using the EMA. So since I've been using the EMA strategy, I've been kind of working out exactly what starting lot I need to use in order to get a set amount per day, right? And then that starting lot will also give me an idea of how much I'm exposing of my account. If I were to go to 100 pips with 20 positions, which is how I trade it, this is not just random things picked out, this is how I trade the EMA. So let's say 0.2, I can make $16 a day. But if I go to a 100 pip move, like a big non-stop trend, it'll expose $170 of my account, right? Basically, if I were to close everything there, I would lose 170, right? So this gives me kind of a window of how I can trade these, right? So for example, if I am looking at the 10K emphatic, that's kind of where I'm going, right? The drawdown limit is $1,000, 10%, right? The target to the next account size is 20%, $2,000. Now, if I want to hit that in 2 months, I need to make $1,000 per month, right? $1,000 per month is equal to $50 per day if we're looking at a 20 trading day month, which is, you know, you look at 20 trading days most months. So I'm looking at $50 per day. That is my target. So now I can go up to here and I'll say, okay, I'm looking for $50 a day. What do I need? 0.5 gives me 40. And then probably I did 0.07, but it's actually more like a 0.06 will be enough to get me there. I put 0.07. I put a 0.07. No, where are we? Sorry, here. Yeah, 0.07, which give you $56 per day, right? 1,120 per month. And it's exposing $605 of my account at the big end of, you know, kind of worst case scenario. So that's still kind of half of what my limit is, right? So gives you the idea of like how can I push it? I can drop it a little bit, maybe to 0.06, which I think is $48 per day, which is close enough. I could probably still push for the 50 if I have to. And then my exposure will be down probably to about 550, right? So this gives you a very good idea of, for my strategy, of how I'm going to play it, right? So me and a mate of mine are looking at this, the 10K emphatic, right? And he said to me, how do you want to play it? So I have three options of how I can play this. I can do the 10K emphatic, but look at upgrading every 4 months, which is very conservative, right? I'd only have to start with 0.03. I'm only looking for $25 a day. So my risk is super, super low. If you look at 0.03, I'm only exposing $250 of my account. And considering I can go up to $1,000, that's very, very low risk, right? And I'm looking at upgrading every 4 months. The next option was looking at upgrading every 3 months. Then I'm looking for $34 per day, 0.04. So still very, very conservative. Then the final option would be to go 2 months. Upgrade every 2 months, which means we are splitting that target into 2 months, $1,000 per month, which is $50 per day. Which is kind of, this is what you look at on a normal account, but on a normal account, you only have 5% risk. Now you can, you can go 5% drawdown. Now you can go 10%. So this is a 0.06. So 0.06, again, like I said, is only risking half of your 10%, right? So then he said to me, how do you want to play it? My answer to him was, if I were trading this on my own and I had the funds and the funds didn't matter. For example, let's say $1,000 to me, I can lose without even it worrying. I can't lose $1,000 at the moment. Like that's a lot of money for me, you know, with everything else going on, you know, this and the other. $1,000 is, I can't lose $1,000. So if it was me trading it, I had $1,000, and $1,000 is $1,000 that if I lost, it wouldn't bother me. Without even question, without even thinking, I would do upgrade every 2 months. I would do the slightly more aggressive. Second option, if I was trading with someone else, a random person that I do not know was splitting it, or even if he's putting in the full amount, it's a random person that I don't even know and I don't care about, right? I would trade the slightly more aggressive. And I said to him, if it were a friend, and it's a friend I care about, who is putting money in, that changes it, right? That's a different story. Now, the psychology comes into it. Now I'm thinking, okay, I cannot lose this because I don't want to lose a friend's money. I want to do well for both of us. So now there's an extra kind of stress that comes into it, right? Which you've got to think about, because so much of trading comes down to psychology. And if that's going to be affected, you've got to put that into the plan. So then I said, if that was the case, which it is, I would be looking at the 3 month or even the 4 month, right? So we've kind of settled on this one. We will be looking at upgrading our accounts every 3 months. So our target is 6.6%, 6.67% a month, 667 per month is our target, and that is $34 a day, and our starting lot will be 0.04. I just traded the FTMO on 0.1, so more than double plus some of what this would be, right? So, and that's with a 5% drawdown, not even a 10%. So my risk factor is almost a quarter of that. So that's how we are going to play it, guys. I just want to make sure you guys can see all that. Yeah. So that's how we are going to play it, guys. We are going to go for the 3 month. And I mean, it's not bad, right? Obviously, the 2 month you'll upgrade faster. With the 3 month, you're looking at upgrading every 3 months. And the thing is, as soon as you upgrade the first time, you've paid off your fee, right? So it'll take us 3 months to pay back what we're putting in, right? And then at that point, anything else is pure profit. So in the first year, we will be looking at a $12,000 increase in the account, minus the $1,000 we put in, obviously. So your total profit will be 11,000. So you're thinking, oh, that's it. But that's not too bad. If anyone said to me, okay, if you can put in $1,000 now, and in 12 months that $1,000 becomes $11,000, who would say no to that, right? But then look at the second year, right? We go from 12,000 at the end of the second year, 120,000. That means we made $108,000 in the second year. And then it takes exactly 2 years to get to the final upgrade, to the max size account of 810,000. At this point, we are earning, after the 50% split, we are earning $27,000 a month, guys. You know, if you're splitting that 2 ways, $13,500 a month, that is not bad at all. Not bad at all, right? Now, if anyone else were ever looking at this, right? Like for me, if I had the funds, if I had $5,000 to throw at this, I would go straight, let me just minimize this. I would go straight to the Emphatic 50K account, which is $4,900, $5,000. And I would go from there and I would trade the, let me go back to the preview. I would trade the 4-month plan. Because then my risk is so low that it's very stress-free trading. You have so much more account to play with, so much more room to breathe. And if you think about it, right, you will be looking for 5% a month. So let's just work that out, right? If we started with the 50K account for the first 4 months, 50K, 5% is 2,500, right? Divided by 2, you're making $1,250 per month, straight off the bat, as soon as you start. That's not bad, right? In 4 months, you've paid that 4,900 off, right? Times 4 is 5,000. You've paid that 5,000 off, right? Now you're upgrading to a 100K account, right? From month 5. So you're taking a $100,000 account, you're making 5%, which is $5,000. You get 50% of that. You're now making $2,500 a month. I mean, you're getting onto salary, you know. In 4 months, you've got to a point where you are actually making a fairly good salary, $2,500 a month. I'll take that, right? Another 4 months down the line, right? Times 4 in 4 months, that's 10K, right? 4 months down the line, right? Now, the next jump up after 100K is, let me have a look quickly. I think it's 150. It's 150. So let me just say, you now are after 4, 8, after a year, right? You're going into the second year, $150,000 account. You are now making $3,750 a month, right? The next jump up is, why is this not loading, man? The next jump up, I think, is 300K, right? So 300K, you're in your second year already. 300,000, 5% of that divided by 2. You are now earning $7,500 a month. That is a very decent salary. $7,500. Okay, I want to go to, it's taking forever to load. $7,500 a month. I think the next jump up is, yeah, so from 300 we go to 450. Okay, so 450, 5% is 22,500 divided by 2. You're getting 11,250. And this is towards the end of the second year, right? And then your next upgrade is 900,000. Once you get to this point, you're smiling, right? Because 900,000, you're making 5% easily in a month. You are now making $22,500 a month, right? Let's walk through to the end. Once you've got that $2.02 million account, right? You make 5% of that. That is 101,000. You get 50% of that. You're making 50K a month, easily. So, I mean, I don't have the funds. If I had the funds, without a question, I would buy straight into the 50K emphatic, and I would go at the least risk possible, the 4-month upgrade, this version. Because you will be earning a fair amount because your account size is big. So there won't be as much rush, you know. Trade it simple, trade it easy, very low risk. And I'm telling you, man, maybe once we get going, and I mean, that might be even the goal, right? We once we get to so let's say we make our $1,000 back, right? We break even. We keep going. We get to $5,000 profit. Take that $5,000 and put it aside, right? We have $5,000 set aside. Now, we've made our money back. We've got the buy-in to the 50K emphatic when we're ready. There, ready to go, right? Now, at this point, we say, okay, screw it. Let's increase our risk. Let's go for upgrading now every 2 months, right? Which is still low risk. It still is low risk, but now we're just bumping it up a bit. Worst case scenario, let's say we fail, right? We lose that account. We've made like maybe 10 grand in the meantime. We've got our 10 grand in the bank. We've made good money from it. Buy into the 50K. We buy into the 50K. We drop it all the way to the 4-month upgrade. And then you're just trading easy. So let's see. Anyway, guys, we are basically me and a mate, and if he is watching, he's actually been a huge support for a long time in my trading, and I just want to say thank you if you are watching. I do appreciate it, and it has not gone unnoticed. Thank you, sir. And we are going to go places, that's for sure. So we will be starting in the next week or so. I'm not going to do daily uploads. Once we've started this emphatic, you know, it's a live account, so I've got to kind of get down and just get cracking. What I will do is I'll do maybe a weekly update of how the week went. Did we hit targets? How the initial sign up went? Is it easy? Is it hard? And then I will just keep you up to date with our progress. Every time we get upgraded to the next size account, I will let you know this has happened. So yeah, that's how I'm going to play it, guys. And yeah, we will catch you guys in the next video, which will be kind of the sign up and getting into it. All right. Anyway, bye for now. We'll catch you guys soon.